Hello, friends, and good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Justin Abramson back with you for some ITSL action. Tonight we've got Ted Livermore, my DC teammate, going against Michael Panettieri, captain of Team Nevada. Both these guys are on the playoff bubble so far. Ted 6-5 in the ITSL season. Michael 9-5. So a must-win for both players. Ted playing with his favored U.S. side. Always fun to see if Ted is going to use the China card to jam North Korea or for other nefarious purposes. So always look forward to seeing these games. Ted's a fun player to watch. I'm joined by J.R. Jones. I apologize. I'm joined by New York Grand Slam champion J.R. Jones.
That's right.
JR, I know it was short notice for you, but I appreciate you hopping on the stream with me tonight. How the heck are you?
Oh, I'm good. It's been raining here all day. I was out in it, so I'm glad to be dry and about to watch a hopefully exciting game of Twilight Struggle here.
Okay, well, we are going to just dive right in, and we'll be watching from Ted's side tonight. And, okay, some good, some bad. The heck are you headlining here, JR?
Um,
I mean, are you going to headline? You can headline Europe and free up
I
ops for the rest of your hand because you don't have another good headline. But you have sock govs in hand. If you don't get purged, you're in a pretty good spot to get domination in Europe relatively easily with sock govs in hand. What do you think?
yeah, it's a little tough to say. There isn't really a good headline option. Um, I might be tempted to just go with a 3-3-2 setup here, and I might even just headline blockade if you have to give NATO to it. That's a risk if you get purged, but you have enough ops here to definitely you can score the Europe Dom this turn. So
Yeah,
we'll see what Ted wants to do here.
yeah. We'll see if Ted decides to go with the traditional 4-4-2 or he goes with something else. With Europe scoring, I don't think we'll see 4-3-3. He's just going to go with the standard, and this is probably what I'd do. Yeah, the blockade headline's interesting. Having to give a 4-op to it hurts, but you can still space sock govs and you don't have any other problem cards in your hand. So that's not the end of the world, and you get blockade out of the deck. If you're not headlining Europe and you're not headlining blockade, Duck is kind of terrible. It's 1 VP for 3 ops. Headlining NORAD on turn one, I don't think that's very good. Well, we'll see what Ted's going to do. Yeah, he's going to headline Europe. You know what? I kind of like this decision. Just lets you frees up your hand, lets you focus on other regions.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a shame to not get the VP, but long term it's probably a good play. It's always so important to spread out with the USA, especially turn one. So just freeing up your hand and giving yourself the maximum number of ops, I think, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and the other thing is headlining Europe as the U.S. shows weakness in your hand. But Ted's hand is not weak. He's got 14. He's got 19 ops. That is above average. I believe the average is 17 ops or so in the early war. So Ted will be able to fight back if Michael tries to bully him anywhere.
Yeah, one thing. Well, let me get your opinion on this. This would be a little weird, but what if you went 3-3-2 and then headline to duck off that because that will protect any attempt on a coup on Italy. I know that's not a super great coup to begin with, but
What?
CIA.
Okay, well I understand why he did it.
Yeah, that is also a not an awful hand, but
I mean,
zero headline
I
options.
would have just headlined Romania. And I wouldn't want to let Ted get out of Iran.
Well, I would have done the same, but now Ted probably a little bit sad that he did not go 3-3-2 because he would have gotten the Europe Dom with this one CIA op if you just put it in West Germany.
Yeah,
But you can't expect the turn one CIA headline. So
that is bizarre. I think this has to go Afghanistan, right? I mean, you're about to
yes,
eat Michael. I didn't see all of Michael's cards, but he has a huge pile of ops. No access, but a lot of ops.
yeah, he had at least two fours, Marshall and NTB, and then a couple three ops too. I think they were mostly guilt free. So
Yeah, EEU hardly a problem here. So okay, and Michael going to go with a 2 op to start. Very interesting. And gives up special relationship right away. Okay, so Ted knows Michael's hand. Already a very interesting game. With all those ops, I would have just headlined Romania and taken a big old hack at Iran with a 4 with NTB. That is what I would have done. But Michael wants to do something else. Okay, so Ted, I like this play from Ted. You just go right into Pakistan, put 3 there, and then puts his other one in Malaysia, and inviting Michael to coup Pakistan if he wants to. But I don't think that would be wise, and he knows Michael doesn't have the war.
Yeah, and Michael does not know Ted doesn't have it, so very risky for him to try and take a coup of Pakistan right here.
Yeah, I think you're... Oh. Malaysia coup. Okay. An annoying result for Ted. I'm always confused how to respond to this because you're tempted to coup Malaysia back, get your mill-ops, try and knock him out.
I'm usually a fan of just putting one back into Malaysia. Just poke.
Yep.
It's a little annoying that he controlled it, but
yeah,
just
that's
poking
the safer play.
Yeah. If he only had 1 op in and I had a 3 op that I could afford to coup with, I might consider cooing back, but that's so risky because it seems like those are the situations where you always roll the 1.
Yeah, and so Ted now is going to do just that, but he does need mill-ops, however. Already a very interesting start to this game. I have never seen CIA headlined by the USSR to open the game. But okay, here's a big 4 up. You think he's just going to go 3 Thailand here and invite the coup? 3 Thailand and 1 South Korea makes sense. I would just take my shot at that, right? If you're Ted, because you need your mill ops.
Yeah, you need your mill ops. If you get even just down to even if you just get 2 out of there, that's enough that he probably is not going to coup you back because he's busy repairing Thailand because he doesn't want to lose that. I like the coup here.
I mean, I like getting 1 into Iraq and 1 India, but I don't think. Okay. I guess he wants to coup wherever Michael coups back.
Right. But Michael is not interested in that.
Okay, so Ted has to coup now, get his mill ops out of the way.
Yes, and I mean, I think your only choice really is Thailand. Ted thinking otherwise. The other thing is, I think, I might be wrong, but I thought I saw containment in Michael's hand, so you're about to get a free op, and if you don't get mill ops here, you're going to have to use that 1 free. You're going to have to use a 4 op to coup.
Yeah, and West Germany is also ripe for a poke. I don't like this. I don't know what your thoughts are on JR, but getting a second battleground there in the Middle East it's nice. Don't get me wrong, but doesn't really change things. It doesn't stop presence. Not a threat that probably immediately needs to be responded to. And Michael knows now that Ted is not going to poke Syria with his last play. He might coup Syria. We will see what his plans are. Okay, he's going to go for a coup. I assume this is going to go to Iran or Pakistan. There it goes to Pakistan. And Ted now has to just coup in response. So I assume we'll see a big shot at Thailand, and the IP war could be huge.
Yeah. And he rolls a big fat 1.
Yeah, that's just a disaster.
Yep. And really a classic anything but a 1.
Yeah. And there he has Asia scoring. So, but he obviously cannot headline it. He does get IP war, so that is a break for Ted. Decall not accounted for. D-stall now in Ted's hand. And with blockade safely disposed of very painlessly on turn 1, Ted is now able to was going to be able to hold D-stall through. So you got 2 4 ops here, and you got Asia. Would you think about headlining U.S.-Japan? Are you just going to go purge? You can't headline Asia because decal's around and Vietnam also around.
Yeah.
But you're just going to purge?
Yeah, my only concern with purge here is we saw a whole lot of blue there turn 1, so there's probably a lot of at least okay events over in Michael's hand. So if you get purged, you might just have a turn of getting Suez and DeGaulle and over and over. But
it's quite annoying here.
Yeah.
but it's considerably less effective. Everything's less effective when your opponent is purged. Michael's not going to be well positioned to follow up on it. Sock Govs is gone, so Michael would need to do something like decall to get access to France. But even then, Ted would have the ops to fight that. No real
Right.
problem cards. I would expect we'll see Fidel spaced. Um,
Yeah, no reason to give up Fidel here. CIA is already gone, so that'd be really the only reason I would consider playing Fidel here is if
yeah.
we don't see Michael get any mid-war presence, but with CIA gone, no reason to do that. And
Okay.
he is going to get France. I think you just take France, right?
I think you take France here. Um, I think you're just putting two in France. No, he's going to take Pakistan, which is interesting. Pakistan, look, Asia is unscored. So Ted is going to take a big coup, flips over Thailand. Okay.
And that was probably the right play by Michael because he was. It's almost for sure Ted's going to take a coup on Thailand right there. So you can just take France now this turn.
Yeah.
And you at least got. Well, I don't know. You,
Yeah. So
you could
Michael,
take France first. I
Mike,
think France is probably more valuable.
yeah. So Ted could have just taken France. Truman is also around, so perhaps in Michael's hand. Okay, there goes decall. And that's certainly going to be annoying for Ted, but he can deal with that. His opponent is purged, so he can just take back Thailand. And then I like one France here, I think, right? Don't you want to at least
Yeah, there's
think about contesting France?
yeah, and I think there's no four ops left. I believe they've all been played. So Michael can't take it outright, and he's going to be hesitant to put anything into France with Truman unaccounted for.
Yeah, Truman might be in his hand, so you could use China to take France, but that seems awfully weak. I think Michael may just want to take a coup here to protect Angola. We'll see. And then I think that would be followed immediately by Ted taking France.
Yeah, I think that's most likely what happens. And oh, giving up his one influence in France.
Oh, he rolls a six in Panama. Okay, wow. All right, I'm very surprised to see a De Gaulle headline and then just giving up Truman like that. Especially with Europe scored, there was no rush on De Gaulle. Okay, Ted misses on De
Right.
Gaulle.
And he takes Pakistan, which is
Oh,
very, very vulnerable. He doesn't know where IP war is, and it happens to be in Ted's hand here, so
yeah, Ted. I was just about to say, what about Lebanon? What about Lebanon? Okay. All right. Well,
yeah,
Ted, if North Korea is taken here, that gives Michael Dom, and Ted is then going to have to score on the last
oh,
action round. Okay, Michael events the Nazis, so Ted can safely dump here. No,
maybe now thinking about taking France and Lebanon before he dumps.
no, because then two South Korea, which is a perfectly legit play and makes perfect sense, is Dom. Yeah, he dumped the scoring. Okay, yeah.
Yes, he did
Sorry,
dump
folks.
the
Had a
scoring. Okay.
little issue with the stream ducking out there.
But yeah, I think this is the right play. Maybe,
I don't understand why Lebanon has not been taken, though. That Lebanon is an important country here. Gives Ted domination.
yeah, absolutely. And just always a good one to have.
Okay,
Is this going to
well,
be Middle East?
that's a good reason why it wasn't taken. That's because 5 year plan in the middle. Oh, I don't understand that. Why wouldn't you want to hold on to 5 year plan with Middle East coming and you are behind in the Middle East?
Yeah, absolutely. And
That's just a
Europe,
one op. You got one extra op out of it.
and
See
all
that?
you did was jam them back into France. Yeah, I'm a little stumped.
Yeah, don't love that play from Michael, but we'll see what he was thinking. But I would love the idea of just playing C5 for the one op, take Lebanon, and then Ted can't get Dom. Now Ted has Dom, and Michael still hasn't gotten out of Angola, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking was maybe he can fill France AR1 now, but with him not out of Angola, that's going to be
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Okay, well, whatever Ted was hoping to get, that I'm sure it wasn't that. Oh, and there's some nice redraws. A 2 4-ops and 5-year plan.
Yes.
So a U.S. Japan headline gives you domination in Asia. Uh, would you headline that? Would you think about 5-year plan here, with the risk that it might pull Middle East?
Yeah, that's the one concern is it might get Middle East. What other cards does Michael have? I think he has Defectors, Formosan, AI War. That might be all we know.
Yeah,
But I don't hate the risk with 5-year plan because Michael's probably going to end up cooing Iran here anyway. So even if it hits the Middle East, it's probably not going to be the end of the world.
yeah. Well, the question is Michael going to take France and give up a coup? Oh, he just goes
Oh,
with the scoring. Okay, so that suggests that he is going to take France and give up the coup.
yes.
Use a 4-op here, 3 France, 1 Zaire, give up a coup in Zaire.
A little surprised by the Middle East headline. We haven't seen Defectors, right? That is over on Michael's side.
Yeah, I know. We've not seen defectors. I guess he was afraid of getting cooed out of Egypt, but I would be much more worried about getting cooed out of. Yeah. Okay. So there's 3, and then Zaire. Yeah, this makes perfect sense. So Ted, I would imagine, is going to.
Thinking about okay, he
The coup
rethought
is
it.
much better than the coup is much better. Yeah,
But it's Korea. He loves Korea.
he does.
Oh, that's just South Korea. That's not nearly as good as North Korea, as we all
Yeah.
know.
What are your thoughts on the war here? If Michael does not take South Korea on AR2, do you like to trigger the war, hope you win, and then put the 2 back in, or do you like to take it right away and space the war?
I would space the war, especially because we are probably cooing here. It makes I think Michael has AI war, but he at least has to waste an AR eventing that rather than just giving him some mill ups for free.
Oh, that's a bad one. That's a
Yeah, that
really
really
bad one.
hurts.
That's a really bad one if you're Ted.
Yeah, that hurts a lot. You could have your last AR. You could have walked into Cameroon and probably gotten to Nigeria. That's 2 African battlegrounds you're
Yeah,
going to miss out on.
that's really bad. Okay. Well, Ted's got to regroup here. He had a bad one on Thailand and then another bad one here in Zaire. Also missed on the IP war. This is going to be 2 South Korea. Oh no. Okay, that makes sense too. Stops domination. All right, now Ted, I think is
Now
going
I
to take
think
South
we're taking
Korea. Yep,
south.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
taking South Korea. Vietnam is harmless, so he's going to space the war, and blockade is gone, so you can UN destall. So I like the decision here. AI war for influence stops domination. Michael thinks Ted has the scoring, but AI war was his only shot at Millops, unless obviously he has IP war as a redraw.
Right, and he must have some other pretty playable 2 ops, I would think. So I'm a little surprised he gave that up. Ted also thinking that he probably has IP war in hand, protecting it with Burma.
Yeah, Burma getting filled in the early war. I know you favor that. So
I have been shown the error of my ways on that for the most part. Although I don't hate it here because I really do think Michael has the IP war.
yeah, it would seem to me that's a good chance he had. I don't think he would punt AI war. AI war is a decent event here anyway. You get 2 Millops with a 1 in 3 chance of two more VPs, and then obviously flipping the 1 in Israel. Ted now has got a space of war, and then he's got. I mean, although Formosan is in effect, so you could go for the MGS. Yeah, and Ted has to respond to that. And I think you need to go Mexico here, right?
Yeah, I think you need Mexico filled, but
Oh, is
I
Ted
think
gonna?
we're
Oh
going
boy,
we're going for it.
Max, are you watching, buddy? I don't think Ted wants to give up these mill ops, though. That's the problem. If Michael has IP war, then sure, you risk the 1 out of 6. But otherwise, but I don't think you can give up the war here.
Oh, where did
Defectors.
those go?
Sorry. Okay, Ted's spacing the war. Misses on the
Failing.
roll. Where do you
He
overprotect
overprotected
France?
Pac.
Okay,
He
overprotected France
overprotected
against.
Pakistan and France.
Okay.
Okay.
And there's Marshall, which I assume is going to space. Yep, there it is. He
Yeah.
hits on the roll. Sorry for the technical difficulties, folks. All right, Ted is going to concede Vietnam, sees that it still gives him domination, and then he takes Mexico with it, which I think makes sense. And he's going to pick up 2 VPs. So Michael, interestingly, concedes the 2 VPs for Millops. And here's
Just
some good stuff.
oh my goodness, this is an outstanding hand.
Okay, well, talk me through it, Jr. You're gonna headline grain coup and then VOA as soon as humanly possible, right?
Yes, I am headlining grain, probably cooing Zaire.
Ooh,
Oh,
this could be a realignment of Thailand or West Germany. Oh, D-stall. Okay, well, obviously
D-stall.
we knew that was coming, but that's annoying. I think you just coup with that because that's getting evented anyway, right? Cut the hand size
Okay, what about realigning France?
at +2.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
only +2.
Okay.
A little surprised by the space there.
Fidel just doesn't seem
And
like that big a
now
deal.
Thailand's getting realigned.
Yeah. That's a problem for Ted. And now West Germany, yeah, that's a big problem for Ted.
And then a good play by Michael. I mean, salt for D stall in general is always going to be a good play, but this is really going to hurt. I mean, you can refill Thailand here, but then he'll just realign that and West Germany again.
No,
Like,
yeah, I don't want to refill Thailand. I would concede Thailand here. I think I would just coup in. I might just coup in Africa here and start getting DEFCON down, and
and
then
if you
because you can still
if you
lose
coup,
Thailand and then take Taiwan and get domination, right?
yes, and if you coup in Africa, Michael still needs to spend a turn filling Thailand because if he tries to coup you back, you just retake Thailand.
Yep. Now, NATO is not in effect, so Italy vulnerable if, of course, Ted loses West Germany. But Ted does have Brush War in hand, and Salt is gone, so unlikely Ted needs to worry about Europe control if he loses West Germany. Yeah, I think Ted, I don't know. I would have liked the coup to stop that play, or, JR, like you said, try realigning France. And then, unless you miss horribly, okay, so Ted going to try that now at +1.
And it worked out much better than you would think. And Pakistan,
Okay, and now he goes Pakistan, gets Asia Dom back. All right, so realignment's rolling hot here. Coups, not so much, but realignment's rolling hot tonight. Okay, Quagmire for the event. No surprise there, and that's painful for Ted. He doesn't have a good card to discard, and he really needs to get out in 1 with DEFCON sitting at 5.
yeah. So I guess it sucks, but I think you're giving one small step here, right?
I'm giving nuke
Maybe
subs.
nuke subs. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. I guess you're not eventing nuke subs and you're not holding it probably, so that makes
yeah.
sense.
I think that's fine, but yeah, that's definitely disappointing for Ted. Although, it is good for Ted that Quagmire is out of the deck. Quagmire is a win condition all by itself. That's also annoying, but really just steals one op. Shuttle was always getting played for ops.
Yeah, could have been much worse there.
So now what the heck do you do? Are you just going to... Somebody coup
Retake.
something!
Let's get a big China coup. Maybe not at 5. Maybe not at 5.
Yeah. All right. So Ted only with a 2-op. This seems like an okay time to just take your Africa coup. Take an Africa one and then let DEF CON go down to 2. Brush war the heck out of Pakistan. Yeah, I like this. Just oh my goodness.
Hope that you roll better on brush war than you do on all your coups. Hope it's more of a realign than a coup.
Yeah, that's brutal. Okay. DEF CON now still at 4. So we could see, yeah, we're going to see probably France taken back here. Yeah, it has to be. Okay, and then we're going to overprotect Pakistan. Need to also overprotect Thailand. Yep. Okay, so now NATO in effect that helps Ted a little bit. Are you going to just take another shot in Africa?
I don't know. It's a tough spot.
West Germany didn't seem that important to me.
It did block Dom. It did block Europe Dom.
Yeah.
At
You're
least
right.
temporarily. Ted does still have voice in his back pocket here.
Yeah, and I expect, and obviously he's not given up by Allende. He's not going to use voice until D-stall is used, though. That's the problem. He now has to hold on to voice for the purpose of neutering D-stall. Southeast Asia is a great pull here.
And
Muslims
Muslim is nice
also a
to see
great
gone.
pull. And Purge, I think you probably will keep around.
I would definitely keep Cube in Missile Crisis with Fidel gone again. I'm not sure on Purge.
Yeah, Purge you could get rid of, and I didn't see
Oh,
whether you got rid of it or not.
yep.
It makes sense.
Do you know?
Sorry, go ahead, JR.
I was just going to ask if you knew where Michael Cooed. It looks like it probably just failed wherever he chose.
Yeah. This is Pakistan, right? Has to be. Okay, gets the roll there. All right, so now he'll be able to score. And then I wonder if he's going to give China so he can hold VOA and Allende. Okay, that's a break for Ted. Now Ted can just score here with DEF CON sitting at 3. And he gets his Dom. It was a weird Dom.
Yeah.
But just had a back door. It lost Thailand, gained Pakistan, a couple of coups gone awry, and then and then he flips over Pakistan with brush war as opposed to IP war. But you know what they say, Jr. It's it's just it doesn't matter. It's just you do however you can get that Dom, you just get it and score it. And Ted was able to do that.
Yeah, and he does give VOA there to just clear him out of Africa, but D-stall right back in is definitely an option.
Yeah.
So
So I would have liked to see Ted hold VOA to respond to D-stall. But it doesn't matter how you find the pot of gold. All that matters is that you beat the leprechauns. So we'll see if Ted is able to do just that and gets off his Asia domination. That nice big blue 11, looking real nice on the VP track. Kitchen debates sitting active, so potentially a couple more VPs there. Although D-stall is about to say something about that. So what the heck do you do here? You're gonna lower DEF CON, I guess, then you're gonna have Michael's just gonna de-stall immediately.
right, but if you keep DEF CON here at 4, Michael probably just coups Mexico. You either coup that or Panama back, and then he de-stalls. So
Yeah, I wonder if this is a summit headline spot. Rolling at +2. It's probably too risky even for Ted. I don't think Kitchen's going to go off here.
yeah, Europe and Middle East even out. Central's even. So Ted is up 2 battlegrounds.
So Michael's going to have
If
to
Michael,
take 2 of the African battlegrounds, which I think he'll do. Duck is unseen, right? The only explanation for D-stall at DEF CON 4 would be if Michael has Duck and he plans to use it immediately to get DEF CON right back down to 2.
yeah,
Right?
I think that's right. But yeah, Michael probably just goes Angola, Nigeria, and then two in South America.
Yeah, I like Angola, Nigeria to South America, then duck coup what? Mexico, I guess. Got to be Mexico.
Yeah, pretty much your only
You're
choice.
seeding two more VPs, but then the board looks a whole heck of a lot redder, even if you roll a one on that coup.
And the only two, Europe's unscored, but the two unscored mid-war regions are looking very good for you.
Yeah. Ted definitely happy to be up 11 points, but he did have to use one small step for ops, and he's behind 3 love in the space track, and he's about to have an access deficit.
And not a lot of no favorable scorings to come out, so no real chance of ending this before the late war and these all come
Yes.
back.
Ted's good regions are scored, and Michael's good regions are not. Okay, so he's going to go to Venezuela to shut down. He does not go Nigeria. He
I
goes.
feel like I would have rather. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I would have rather just put one in Nigeria and
Yeah, I would rather
blocked
gone
it that way.
one Venezuela, one Angola, one Nigeria, one Venezuela, one Chile, and expand from there. If you're Ted, do you take a "We Will Bury You" coup here? A big shot at South America, concede the 3 VPs.
Yes, I think I would. I don't think I would place influence.
Really wants to go to Algeria. He really wants to get presence in Africa.
Yeah, that's fair. My first thought was the "We Will Bury You" coup. Hope for a big role in Brazil, but even then, South America is going to be looking really bad, and he has the chance to just surround you and try and reel you out.
Yeah. And I'm confused why Michael went for a second in Chile rather than one in Argentina. I guess he didn't want to get cooed out of Argentina. But coup targets abound here for Ted. Michael wondering if this game was being streamed. It surely is.
Yes, it is. I put all that work into the promo, and he doesn't even look at the Discord.
Okay, sock govs for ops. It looks like that filled up South America.
Yeah,
So now that suggests Michael has the scoring. He didn't. He left FCON at 4. Okay, Michael, duly noted. Yeah, I'm taking my shot here in South America, right? I mean, you want a 4 op coup.
yeah. We will bury you to Argentina because that's a little more protected from real lines. I think I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and you hope you can get a 4. Okay, Venezuela. All right, that's fine too. Well, it's especially with OPEC in Ted's hand.
Sure.
OPEC can now be free if you want to poke Egypt with it. Which actually is not a bad play at all. And this is going to go Colombia, I assume. Yep, perfect play. Ted has to respond to that.
And you don't really want to coup Colombia with a 3 op, so are you going to risk it all with a 1 op? No, he's going to just play it safe and take that big 3 op coup of Colombia.
Yeah, anything but a 1 on the 1 op. I would take the risk here. Realignment?
No,
No, no. Oh,
we might,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Punting the issue for a turn.
Okay. So now Michael spends a 2 op and gets Nigeria and takes Brazil back. Now at least you have access to Venezuela to get back in if you get realigned out. Then you take the 1 op coup in Colombia.
Yeah, which is now, even if you do get the miss there, it's
Yeah.
not
Okay.
nearly as bad because you can
So
walk back in.
yeah, and
Warsaw's gone, and that's an important EU. I mean, you keep whittling away the Eastern European battlegrounds, and once you get the Pope and some of those late war events, Europe starts looking scary.
yeah. France is surrounded for tear down this wall realigns. And yeah, he's going to take a shot at Colombia. So anything but a 1 stops Dom as well. Gets a 4, plenty. But yeah, my favorite situation to event the Pope, even though I always favor eventing the Pope, is with Warsaw gone and East Germany and Poland at 5 or less. Then it immediately breaks control and gives them something to think about. But yeah, Warsaw is gone. Eastern Europe looking not as strong. And there's another 2 VPs for Ted.
I believe Comic Con's also gone, so there's no. Ooh, and Ted wins the war here. I would think about flipping Nigeria right now.
Yeah, that's not a bad play at all. Nigeria, an important country, and Ted's going to do exactly that. And now he's 1 op away from domination in Africa.
Yeah. And the OPEC poke of Egypt is really good here. Camp David got spaced, so getting that 1 extra in Egypt before a Sadat comes out is great.
Yeah, I love that. OPEC, 1 Egypt, 1 South Africa is really nice here. Suez is an annoying enough event that I think you've gotta space it.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to be wiped entirely out of France. Plus, you don't want to lose the influence in the UK. Okay, this is interesting.
Ooh. It's AR6. There are 3 scoring cards
4
left.
scoring cards out.
Southeast Asia got dumped.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Southeast Asia was dumped with OMIT. Yeah, I think you get rid of. I think you get rid of 2. I think you hold OPEC because it's harmless. Okay.
And there is.
Then there's.
So yeah, 1 Egypt, 1 South Africa with OPEC.
No, I don't. I would rather do 1 Egypt here because if you do 1 Egypt, Michael's going to immediately take Libya and then you get your Dom off. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, this is exactly the right play. So Michael could break a country in Africa if he wanted, but I doubt he's going to do that. I think he's much more important to take Libya, even with Middle East scored, and then you get your Dom. Oh, and there's South America. Okay.
Ooh.
Sorry, they should have clarified that. Michael was playing for all the world like he had the scoring. Ted was going to have to coup or poke Uruguay to stop that domination. Probably not worth it. Ted instead gets off a domination of his own, and now Libya potentially free for the taking. And now all of a sudden, a lot fewer scoring cards out there. Only Europe, and the Pope seems like a very strong headline here.
I was also considering Duck headline here.
Yeah, I Bert the Turtle.
Yeah.
Also good. To get 3 VPs with We Will Bury You gone. But yes, you're right. I was looking at the Pope. I headlined the Pope, but no, Bert the Turtle is good here because I don't think you're going to. Okay, all right. He does go with the Pope, and there's D-Call. Africa
So maybe
scored. All right.
maybe a good choice then.
So if you'd headline Duck, then Algeria was getting flipped. Right?
Right. Yep.
And now, look, quick power card review, JR. We've seen Brush, which hit on Pakistan. We've not seen Junta, though, and we've not seen ABM.
Yep.
Right?
Correct. And Purge may or may not be out there because we did not see if Ted discarded it or not.
Yeah.
Not quite a power card, but something you like to know where it is.
Okay, so Michael's going to take his question. This will go to Nigeria. It does. It gets just enough there. So now Ted, he headlined the Pope, which suggests he's gonna jam Poland. Yep. And I don't mind this.
And there it is.
I don't mind this, but yeah, if you're gonna headline the Pope over Duck, then this is your plan. So he's hoping he can win this ops war. Ted is a meticulous card counter, and Muslims is gone, Flower Power is gone, We Will Bury You is gone. So all the red 4s are gone. He just used China. So he's betting that he can win this ops war in Poland and get Europe Dom himself. Yeah, and Michael is going to respond to that. So well played there by Ted.
Yes, that's huge, and this will re-secure him long term. The Europe Dom.
Yes, so well played by Ted. He trades Nigeria and China. Trades away Nigeria and China to get Poland. I think he'll take that trade every day.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Usuri or Cultural, so always a chance that he was going to get the China card swooped away from him one way or the other
Yes, that's
a
right.
little later.
Nixon is out of the deck, but Usuri and Cultural both still around. All right. Well, Panama and OAS can be some annoying events. Oh, and a bear trap.
A little surprised by that. I can't think of that many painful U.S. events left. Usuri, obviously a little painful. I guess Special's pretty painful with NATO in effect.
You have double space and you can space twos. I don't understand that. I don't understand that.
CRG is pretty painful with your Africa Battleground solo. No, I also don't understand it.
uh,
We'll see what his hand is, but
yeah, let's see what his hand. I don't want to pass judgment here. I want to see what his hand is. I have criticized plays before and then seen a player's entire hand and like, oh, that makes perfect sense. So we'll see what Michael has. Okay, special with NATO in effect, but Michael is in France. He could have disposed of that with no problem.
that's true. I was thinking that Special makes a lot of sense, but yeah, you just take an empty AR to poke the UK with Special, and that one's taken care of.
Yeah, yeah. I don't understand why we were so excited to. Okay, now this is going to take Botswana, which is annoying for Ted. Africa looked. Ted just scored an Africa domination. And now Africa looking very problematic with South Africa and Angola both under realigned threat.
Yes. Would you, in this situation, would you end up giving Che and then just trying to coup back Colombia, or are you just going to space Che here? Try and get to that first spot.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I really don't want to. I really don't want to give Willie with NATO in effect. So yeah, I think I'd. Well, and I'm also holding two cards. So
Oh, that's right.
I might
That's right.
hold both through. Okay, and that real line misses badly. Wow, two 6-1s, and then the third roll looks like it doesn't do anything
Did
either.
nothing?
That is a
Wow.
disaster for Michael.
For from almost a Africa control to just disastrous. Getting 5 out of South Africa at only +1 is definitely not a guaranteed thing.
Yeah. Okay. Now, so again, sorry for the glitches here, folks. Okay, so now Ted with 4 cards. He's got to play 2. He needs to coup. So giving Che and cooing because you're not going to give Willie and coup. I don't think you're going to cancel NATO and put 1 in West Germany with Truman gone. So he spaces Willie, which I like. You're going to see him space colonials. Michael hits on the roll, and so now I think you're just going to coup with Brezhnev. Get your Millops here, right?
Yeah, I definitely like coup with Brezhnev more than I like this. I know you're up 9, but you want to stay up 9. We're getting close to the late war in war games.
I would
Keep your VP as high as
here.
possible.
I like a Cameroon coup here with or Saharan states is fine. I like Cameroon to threaten Zaire as well, but the Saharan states at least, I guess. Okay, sorry. Cameroon threatens 2 places, but Saharan stops the threat on Algeria, which is important, and that's a nice redraw for Ted. Although Michael does get junta. Sorry,
ABM.
not redraw. Not redraw. That is a nice draw for Ted there to get ABM.
Yes, and cultural is known, so we'll see if Michael immediately dumps that or not.
There are some redraws. Okay, so Kitchen. So Ted headlined Kitchen on turn 5 and had it turned off on him. And now he gets it back turn 7 with another chance to score on Kitchen Debates. VOA redraw, very interesting. Alliance redraw should get him 3 VPs. And yeah, I would expect Ted to use Cultural AR1 if Michael does not use China AR1. But correct me if I'm wrong, JR, Michael has Usuri. So Michael could space Usuri and then control China the rest of the game.
Yeah, and I think that's what we'll see happen. The bummer, of course, for Michael is he seems to have drawn Lone Gunman on turn 7.
Yep.
Everyone's least favorite draw.
Yeah.
Because even eventing it, you don't get very much information if you're card tracking.
Yeah, and so I expect we will see Michael headline the gunman, just try a coup, and then fix whatever happens with this OAS. Oh no, he's going to junta. Okay, maybe save gunman for the next turn.
Assuming the coup fails, this OAS will just. Oh,
Oh, that is a huge coup. Okay, so OAS is going to cancel out the damage in Mexico.
oh no! I think you need to put both these in Mexico.
No, I don't like this. Okay, now you're giving Michael the choice. You're letting Michael choose. No, 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 Ted, you need to choose. You choose which country you get.
And if you do that, if Michael just has a 4-op, which he might not have, but if Michael just has a 4-op, he'll just take both.
That's right. That's right. You're absolutely right about that. And Ted got 3 redraws, so Michael probably got 3 as well. Um, yeah, you just have to go back in Mexico here. Don't overthink this. No, I don't like this at all.
I guess he's thinking. The only thing I can think is he's thinking, Mexico's a little better because he can go into Guatemala and then realign it.
Yeah, he can, but I'm with you, Jr. I don't like the idea of Michael being able to just use a 4-op or China to take both countries, and then you can have a big fight over. Okay, so he's just going to take back Brazil. Okay,
Okay, so I
so
guess
exactly
I
the
guess
same outcome. Exactly the same
yeah.
outcome.
Well, it did make Michael spend 2 ops retaking Brazil rather than doing anything else on his AR1.
Yeah, that's fair. And then Ted now has to spend 2 ops in Mexico.
Sure.
Um, have we seen libs? I
Liber-
guess we have not seen
but
libs.
I was about to say lib theology out there, so I think overprotecting Mexico makes sense.
What are you going to do with VOA here if you're Ted? You're going to save it for AR7? Or are you going to play Sadat and then try and VOA him out of Libya and Panama? So what's this
Libya
going
and
to be?
Panama seems good. This is probably at
2
least one
Mexico,
Mexico or
1
one Mexico.
Cuba? Yep.
Yeah. I was just one thing I was thinking last turn with that extra op from uh, Cultural was to just put it in Nicaragua right away, threaten to realign him out of Cuba immediately.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Ted Wheelberry's gone. He knows Lone Gunman is in his opponent's hand and not coming back, and he is yet to get to Space 1, so if there was ever a pretty safe time to fill Cuba as the U.S., this is it.
Yeah. I think Ted may be giving up on kitchen debates here, though, because I think this is just kitchen fill Mexico, right? Unless you want to use VOA right now, with Fidel potentially in the deck for the late war, you could VOA Cuba and Panama along with Mexico here.
And that's pretty good. I was thinking the same thing that you'd said earlier, Sadat, Egypt, and then take him out of Libya and Panama. But this gives you the setup to potentially get a Central America control going if you are inclined to fill Cuba.
Yep, and Michael does not event the gunman.
I've seen several people do that who are good players, and I just don't get it. Like, there's at least one unknown card here. Why don't you just figure out what the one unknown is? Salt's gone. It's not coming back from the discard.
Yeah. Okay. So Ted's going to get his kitchen debates off. Puppets may be used. For a second there, I thought we might see a coup of Costa Rica. um, but no, okay, so that makes more sense. And now, with Colombia and Saharan states gone, I wonder if you're going to see Che here given. It could be, you could still space it, but if you give Che, you have to take Panama first in case Michael rolls a 5 in Costa Rica.
Yes, I think that's pretty harmless, though. You know exactly. Che's only going to Costa Rica. I would be okay with giving Che. You just do have to take Panama first, like you said. But
Yeah, what you'd like to do is use Che and then coup back whatever, and be able to get a coup in of your own. But okay, so Puppets is not bad here either. He's essentially just using it as a 3-op. Yeah, I think this is fine.
I want him to go into Cuba.
So with Fidel on the deck, you want him going into Cuba.
Oh, I forgot Fidel is still in the deck. That's right. That's right. Okay. You're right. You've convinced me.
I'm not
I
worried
forgot
about
he got
Ortega
spaced
really,
again.
but I am
But
worried.
no, that's right. If you fill Cuba with Fidel around, he'll always come back and screw you over.
Also, I've got an 11 VP lead. I've got domination in Europe. I've got domination in the Middle East. I've got domination in Asia. And I'm about to be ahead in battlegrounds, at the very least, in Central America, even if Fidel is played the next turn. Um, so I feel really good about my board position, and I don't want to, some kind of purge thing to really hurt me.
Purge terrorism or
Yeah,
something.
purge
Sure.
terrorism, anything like that, hurting me in Cuba. Gunman is gone. We will bury you is gone. So Ortega, the
I
only
think we're just
suicide card out there.
yeah. I think it's just time to event Sadat, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you want to
I
do
like
that.
eventing Sadat. You need to do it. I like eventing Sadat. Yeah, well, you know what? The other thing I like using Che, and then because you want to event Alliance as well. I think.
The problem with you just gave him another spot to use Che with Tunisia there, though. I don't like the one in Tunisia with Che.
Oh yeah, that's true. Now you might as well space Che. Yeah, that was. Yeah, a big coup in Tunisia is a problem for Ted.
Yeah, and he will coup Tunisia with it because there's just nothing else for Michael to coup.
Yeah, that's a mistake by Ted. If he was going to give Che, he needed to give it before that. Okay, this is big, but he must have a 6. Yeah, does not get the roll.
Yeah, can't be too upset if you don't get the roll there.
Yeah, I like eventing Alliance here, finishing with Sadat, and then you hold ABM through.
Yep.
Okay, spaces Usuri. So Michael will control China for the rest of the game, with all 3
Um,
China card events gone. And Ted,
do you
yeah,
remember? Do you remember when Socialist got played? It got played turn one, and we haven't seen it since, right? So is Michael's one hold card Sokgov's?
I thought we saw Sotgovs played for ops in South America. I think Sotgovs was used to fill
Okay.
Chile and Argentina. I want to
Okay.
say.
And yeah, this seems easy. Yeah, just place a dot there. That's a
Yeah, ABM here is good. And Michael also knows you have it, although he does have headline peak, and those are a couple of very nice scorings. This should be GG.
yeah. And you were right because there's Sokkov's in his hand. Yeah, no, this should just about do it. He's got 2 DOMs right now. He's got ABM.
Yep, and he's got Korean War in his hand, so doesn't have to worry about losing a Korean War. I think ABM coup Thailand here is fine.
I was even thinking ABM coup Libya.
Yeah, oh yeah, Libya's fine too. Just do something that will stop. Okay, Reformer can flip Dom in Europe, which could extend the game a little bit, but Ted is going to score 2 nice dominations here. Yeah, I think.
No, it'll. Oh, you're right. He can break too. You're right.
I think you can go Poland, West Germany, Portugal, Romania, score. Would be
Yep.
domination. If I'm Ted, I ignore that and coup the heck out of Libya. I think you're right. Libya is better.
And you're begging for if if he's considering placing ops in Europe to prevent that, you're begging for a big coup in Asia, which you know for a fact is scoring
Yeah,
this turn.
yeah. You really
Reformer's a
don't
good
want.
hand any time.
Yeah, you really don't want the Pakistan getting cooed with a China card. I'm just not worried about this if I'm Ted. No, I don't like this at all.
Yeah.
Even if Michael
Even
scores the Europe domination. You score Asia. You get a coup in Libya, then you score Middle East, and you score Asia. You're gonna win.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. Was you can take those 5 points and it's okay, unless Michael also hits that space roll, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, you were what you said exactly right. Ted opening himself up to a big coup in Pakistan. Now Ted could brush war it back, but you'd rather brush war or you'd rather not brush war at all. You'd rather win the game before brush war. Yeah, and there it is. Okay, Ted bailed out by the dice, so he can now just put two back into Pakistan. But now he's giving up a second coup, and that could even out the Middle East. But this should be enough here.
Yeah, and I think we're more likely to see a coup somewhere, even in Central America.
Oh, he went one Portugal to
Yeah, to
retake Dom.
retake.
Okay. See, I don't want to retake Dom. I want to encourage Michael to dump the scoring.
Yeah, take just
Let him dump the
take
scoring
your
because
one
Asia is
VP.
6 anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You have the winning cards in your hand. If you want to play a 3-op, just put the third in Pakistan so he can't jam it.
Yeah. And there's the coup, which is going to go in Egypt, I assume. And he misses on the
Fails,
roll.
but it does not matter. Asia
Does
wins the
not
game.
matter. Asia is good enough, and Ted Livermore gets a much needed victory over Michael Panettieri. Gets it via VP track here on turn 8, start of the late war. And a nice game by Ted. Some plays on both sides, I will say, that we questioned, but also some good plays on both sides. And a fun one to watch for sure. JR, your initial thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I thought it was a very interesting game. We definitely had a couple questionable things that we weren't sure on, but there were a couple very nice plays in this game too.
What was
Um,
questionable, JR? What did I do wrong?
what did Ted do wrong? What? I remember there was. Oh well, you played Che into Tunisia, just
Yeah, that was
fucking him
dumb.
up.
I was so focused on Costa Rica. I was like, I can't play Che because a successful coup in Costa Rica is a disaster. So that's all I was thinking about, and then I was just dumb and put the other one in Tunisia.
Justin, you remember anything else that we thought was questionable with Ted off the top of your head?
Um, I talk me through your thought process on VOA, Ted. I thought your use of VOA was good, except for the fact that you knew Michael had D-stall. So were you thinking at all potentially about giving up China and then holding VOA to neuter D-stall?
I did, but the DEF CON was my issue there because DEF CON went to 4.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so yeah, I mean, and yeah, and I just Africa was in such bad shape at that point that I can't, and I was kind of happy to let him spend D-stall points in Africa
Yeah, and it
rather
turned out
than.
well for you because he did D-stall and get into South America, but you were able to get the "We Will Bury You" coup off in Venezuela. So he only scored 5 out of that, where it could have been much, much worse. And then you later got an Africa domination out of it with a nice Kennedy redraw.
Yes, yes. So that did work out. I think I thought about it probably for not long enough though. I probably should have thought about it
All right,
more.
and then also Ted, sorry, I didn't. You were really worried about that reformer. I personally would have ignored it. I think and cooed in Libya.
Well, I think he could have, I think, taken domination.
Yeah, he could have, but you would have then been able to just neutralize that by scoring the Middle East because that would have been a 5 point dom for him, and you would have gotten a 5 point dom of your own in the Middle East, and then still been able to win with Asia.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. I was kind of thinking about it as like, okay, like let's just defend Europe. I mean, the coup in Asia, yes, risky, letting him do that. But then I figured I had Middle East,
Yeah,
right, as
you did have
as an
Middle
alternative.
East, so you were gonna get those points, and obviously you had brush war for Pakistan, although of course flower power was in effect. In the end, he only rolled a 2, so you were fine. But a big roll in Pakistan there causes the game to continue. And I think you were probably fine anyway. With that big VP lead, it was going to, even if you lose out on the Asia Dom, you're still looking at probably a 15-16 VP lead. So you were probably fine, but yeah, just I might have handled it differently, but I definitely understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, I just didn't want him to take Dom and then immediately drop the scoring
Yep, yep. And
race.
he could have gone Poland, West Germany, Romania, UK, and done that, which would have been an annoying backdoor domination for sure.
So I don't know. Maybe you're right. You're probably right, and just coup Libya, um, eliminate the Asia coup threat, let him score domination, then just score both back to back. Yeah, that probably would have been better.
I've got one more for you. He headlined Salt, and you headlined Grain, and you could have either with Fidel or returned Fidel and just cooed, but you elected not to, and then you got realigned out of Thailand and partially out of West Germany. Did you think about just cooing to at least protect West Germany there? And
Nope,
then if he realigned you out of Thailand, you could coup it back?
nope. I did not. I did not think about that. I just did not want him to play Fidel.
Hey, you know what? You kept Cuba clean, which does help. And yeah, the realigns did get a little bit ugly, but you were able to secure Asia domination anyway with the help of Brush War. That was a little backwards because you conceded Thailand, got Pakistan, but Southeast Asia never came up thanks to Omid, so you were fine. Yeah, that was a little bit of a crazy turn, a fun one to watch. But yeah, it must have been frustrating to lose Thailand and then 2 out of West Germany there.
Yeah, I mean, I realigned him right back,
Yep.
so that worked out for me. But yeah, no, I probably should have thought about that a little bit harder. And I just wasn't thinking about the. I mean, the Thailand thing didn't bother me too much. The West Germany, that could have been a real issue there.
Yeah, and now also, for criticizing your play, I also have to compliment your play. I really liked your Pope headline followed by Jam of Poland. Michael decided to ignore that, and then you realized that all the red threes were out. I don't know all the red fours were out. I don't know if there were any more. If there were any more fours that could have been in his hand, but then you forced him to score Europe right away because you were about to take domination. So that was very well played. JR and I were talking about maybe you headline Duck, take your VPs because we will bury you's gone and event Pope in the middle of the turn, but you played it very well, and that was a big moment in the game.
Yeah, I thought about Duck. Why did I not like Duck that turn? I was
Well,
sad that this.
he headlined Decall, so if you had headlined Duck, he would have flipped Algeria on you.
Yeah, so
So you were
that.
not as like that.
What was the I there was another reason that I didn't headline Duck, and I forget what it was. I was looking at the card list. I think I was actually worried about was I think I was worried about Socialist at the time.
No, Sokkovs
But
came
it
out.
had already been
Yeah, oh, no,
very
okay.
well.
Yeah, no, Sokkovs came out turn 5, so we didn't.
I forget what I was worried about. I definitely thought about Duck, but there was some reason that I now forget. But yes, that did work out. I mean, listen, I got VOA, Grain, and Brush on turn 4, and then VOA comes back to me turn 7.
Yeah,
Um,
that was big, and he got decall early, and then he didn't get destall, but he got it on turn 4 with Salt. Played it on turn 5, but yeah, you got the big events, and then Brush War hit for you. You got ABM, which you really just used on defense, and then he got Junta, but that was after the scorings came. So yeah, definitely turned out well for you. And yeah, you seem to be ahead on the VP track the whole game. What did you make of Michael's decision to headline CIA to start the game as the USSR?
yeah, I mean, well, man, I was really thinking about. I screwed that up because I was going to headline Europe. I should have put the third in Iran, but I was really thinking about going the Europe Dom situation to start. Um, and I guess
Yeah,
I wish
you
yeah,
could. Yeah,
I
you
just
could have done that. Sock Govs was in your hand, so yeah, I would if you're going to headline Europe, yeah, I would have liked the 4-3-3. I think. Um,
yes.
And then, but yeah, 442 doesn't suggest defectors. Yet Michael went ahead and headlined CIA over Romania. And I think he could have given the CIA a lot later, not shown his hand and not let you into Afghanistan. And then you just take a big old coup of Iran with NTB. So anyway, I was a little confused as to how he played that. So he eventually got Thailand, but you got Pakistan and India.
Yeah, that a couple of those rolls early in that game, I was very displeased with.
Yeah, you rolled a critical 1 in Zaire, and then another critical 1 in Thailand.
Yeah, that one in Thailand, and then the one in Zaire, and then I think I rolled another one in Zaire with missile envy, I believe.
Oh yes, So that was a
I think
clean
that's
miss.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was aggravated there, but hey, can't complain. Anytime you get voice on turn 4 as the U.S., you're in good shape. So I thought you guys were going to criticize me for going. I kind of went to the wall a couple times on the scorings. Here I could have been in big trouble here.
You were thinking about saving Asia till AR6, and that could have been a real problem because then a poke gives him Dom. So I like that you did it AR5. I thought it was fine.
Well, look at me being a noob and playing my 2-4 ops first.
Yep. Just playing.
I mean, sometimes you do have to.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what would you have headlined here? Maybe I should have just headlined Asia. I don't know.
I mean, what did you get out of Purge? You got 2 ops.
Yep. Yep.
We were discussing headlining USJ there.
Yeah, and then I did turn 3, right? Yeah. That maybe would have been better. That probably would have been better. I guess it kind of worked out. I was thinking of even Olympic Games, to be honest. But all right, well, thanks for commentating. I'm looking forward to going back and hearing you guys give me shit.
Yeah, hey, happy to do it always. Thanks for the idea to stream this one. That was a fun one. I don't think Michael streamed this one, so people can at least watch it from your side. So that brings you to 7-5 on the season, I believe. Ted, is that right?
I stopped keeping track after I beat Tim Furrow in and promptly went on an aggressive losing streak. So
victories over Tim are very satisfying. You would know, wouldn't you, JR?
Oh yes, one of the most consistent players that I can beat is Tim.
Yeah. So Ted improves to 7-5 on the season. Michael falls to 9-6. But that is going to do it for our coverage of Twilight Struggle tonight. Thank you to Ted, thank you to Michael, and thank you to JR as well for joining me on commentary. This was a fun one. A nice victory for my DC teammate Ted, and he is as he looks to get back into the playoff hunt. But that's going to do it for now. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon with more Twilight Struggle as I take on Ricky McLaughlin in ITSL play. So please join us for that one. But for now, for Ted Livermore and for JR Jones, it's Justin Abramson signing off. That was fun, but now it's done. So long, everybody.